we're doing something a little bit different here today. This time we're actually going to be going straight on Twitter instead of me just cropping out screenshots and showing it to you guys. So pretty much this person linked me this tweet and is saying this is unacceptable. This person, who is a UK VGC player, operated a public Discord with misogyny and targeted harassment. So essentially, viewing these screenshots real quick, I'm gonna give you the lowdown because reading this is just a loss of brain cells. I'm gonna keep it real. So what's happening here is this person saying, I invited some girl over to my house. She kept going to the bathroom. Turns out she was on her period. Guys, women do that sometimes. So then he says, alright, they started to, walk around the house with his sister, pretty much. And after that, she says she started vomiting. And then, I wanted to clean it up, but, power hose, it was too late. It was 1 a.m. But we offered her an extra shirt, but instead she decided to go home. And once again, there were not any wow, that is not proper English. I apologize for that. But there were some very bad things said here, pretty much talking about fucking her while she's on her period, and some gross euphemisms such as, you're not willing to dip it in ketchup. Absolutely gross shit. And pretty much this person's just complaining. Here's the root of it. Jai had a bad night and did not get laid. That is literally all this was about. And I'm gonna keep it honest. When you're talking about shit like this, this may be unpopular, but it is alright to talk about stuff like this. If you want to vent about a rough night you had to your boys, that is a thing. But this was in a public Discord server, which is my main issue with this. If you want to, vent, talk about how rough your night was, by all means, that is okay. That is a healthy thing to do. And, you can't limit the way people say things. You can't go policing everyone, because you're going to be doing that forever. But if you are in a operated public Discord, you can't be saying this type of shit. At that point, you are just having a negative influence on others. Now, if you want to keep that shit private and on wraps in a private Discord server, or even through text message, that's okay. What you talk about privately with your friends, that is what is on your own time. I can't stop it. I don't care. I'm not judging you for what you say with your own group of friends. But when you're on a public Discord server, you gotta control yourself better, which is honestly a public theme here. So pretty much this next one is a Twitter clip where essentially this person, being EDU, gets big baby mad and acts like a little bitch for losing in VGC. Now, to my knowledge, we're gonna check the Twitch clip out here, I guess. Actually, you know what, I'm not even gonna wait for the loading time. But pretty much what was happening here is Edu was kind of fucking having a heart attack on, some person changing EVs on a fucking virtual cat. Once again, I get that he's a pro and this is probably his life, and that's not even a diss. It makes sense why he would get mad about something like this, but as a pro, you have to know you have to conduct yourself better. As a VGC player, you have to understand, not everyone is at your level. And I don't know Aura or, what was this person's username? Cyan. I don't know if they're pros too. But even if they are, you have to have respect for them to not talk like that. And if they aren't on your level, you have to realize that when it comes to this game, you take the game to a whole new different level. And other people may not understand that. And instead of, inviting these people to share in your line of thinking, you instead decide to be a little bitch and cry like a baby for 8 EVs on Incineroar. Instead, you could just make the polite suggestion and drop the calc and say, if not, I get it, it's just a suggestion. That's how you're supposed to play that type of shit. For a VGC player, I think it is just horrendous that you are carrying yourself out in that manner. Like, really, man, come on, you gotta be better than that. So this next one's a little bit more serious, and pretty much Edu, the same guy we were discussing before, aka the VGC crybaby, well, essentially, he was essentially manipulating people, saying things such as, I'm honestly real disappointed in you, you just made me relapse into self-harm. And once again, this is serious shit, and by all means, I will say, Edu, if you happen to be watching this video, I am terribly sorry that you have to go through this with the whole self-harm thing. It is something that I can never understand, but I truly do wish that you take some sort of action to get some sort of help for these negative mental conditions. But on the other hand, just because you do these things, it does not excuse you from using this type of stuff to guilt trip others. Once again, that is just personally, in my book, an unacceptable thing to do. And that's essentially what these screenshots were kind of saying. Although I will say with all the screenshots we've seen so far, barring the second one, I would like a little bit more context to what is happening. But once again, I think overall, venting this stuff out to people and saying, you caused me to do this, you caused me to do that, it's just not productive in terms of doing anything, excuse me. It just, you know, it's not helping anyone. It's just causing more harm. Not only for you, but you're making others around you suffer, which I think would probably be the last thing you would want. Now, this next screenshot here saying, pretty much they're talking about women and non-binary people. And once again, this is back at it on the public server. And this person pretty much just spews some creepy ass shit saying, I want to work in an all-girls school. This tweet right here, I need more context to it, to be honest. But that's why I'm not really going to address it, because I'm a little bit confused on that one. But this person is just saying, I helped this chick pass his exam, and, you know, maybe he got a little extra something, you know. So that's pretty much this whole thing. And once again, pretty much the same stanza as the first person. If you want to do this meathead bro talk, you know, and all this shit, you know, I get it. You know, it can be fun sometime with the right people. Do what you want to do it in private, and you know what, no one can get that on you. It's your life, it's your private life. Don't care what other people say. But in a public server, behavior like this is just straight up unacceptable. You have to set a better example for your community. This type of shit, it just shouldn't fly in my opinion, and you should know how to conduct yourself better than this. So lastly, we're talking about Aura Rayquaza up in here. And he is saying obsessive behavior. So he's insulting Americans and Italians. And you know, I talked to a few international people. I've met some really nice people, such as the one and only the lovely 31st. But at the same time, I've also run into my fair share of people who, you know, simply hate me off the fact that I'm American. And personally, if they want to do that, hey, I get it. You know, we don't have the best rep. You know, it's their problem. But once again, stuff like this, it's pretty much just venting. And with these screenshots, here's kind of what I want to say with this. I think this is a bit of an unpopular opinion, but to some extent, I understand talk like this. Well, personally, I don't like the American and Italian talk. Personally, I kind of just see this guy's playing the role of the asshole villain in this whole VGC, you know, little Petunavaz thing. And once again, if you want to do that, go for it. I think that adds a layer of entertainment and high stakes to when you're playing. Everyone loves defeating the villain. There is no doubt about that. But the thing is, if you are going to be an asshole trash talker, you have to find that blurred line between, hey, I'm just an asshole, and, you know, I'm just gonna trash talk to get in your head and try and win this game and make it exciting for everyone. You know, essentially, the big issue with all these people here is they did a very poor job of conducting themselves in public. They gotta do that better. But also, I personally think they blurred the line between how I'm supposed to act as a content creator and how I'm supposed to act when it's just me in private. And I guess that's pretty much it here. Loki is actually coming out tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be watching that. That was just a little icebreaker. Pretty much, I just want to say two things, probably bad things to say at the end of the video, but first and foremost, do not go and attack any of these people. We are missing so much context to, you know, a majority of these screenshots, and if any of you three want to reach out and give me your side of the story, I would be more than welcome to cover it, and maybe even reach a verdict. And that is pretty much it. This is kind of just me going over a recap of this and providing a little bit of perspective on this whole manner. That is pretty much it. If you just enjoy this new, you know, format where, you know, I kind of just go through Twitter, let me know down below. And that is pretty much it. Have a good day, and let me know if you're going to be watching this Loki thing.